Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my Creative Time with Emma, and also welcome to another 3D Wednesday. Before I get to my project for you today, I thought I mentioned in one of my videos regarding the Stitch Chunky Jar dies. As you know, when I first released them, they actually came on a little magnetic sheet, okay? Well, after I released them, I had gotten an email from the manufacturer, and they said that they needed to start charging to have all of the dies separated now, and I guess to go on the magnetic sheet, just so they wouldn't be wired together. So obviously they said they had to start charging. They had to start charging because apparently they were just like not connecting them together as a favor. Not as a favor, I guess just a little something extra to do, but it actually became too time consuming for them. So they told me that there was going to be a price increase. So instead of increasing the price for all of you, I made an executive decision and decided just to go ahead and get them wired together like all of my other dies are. So basically, all you have to do is just bend them back and forth a few times and they will come apart, but I actually decided to go this way. But a lot of people love the magnetic sheet, so I'm happy for you all that are happy with that portion, because I know everybody who did order the first batch did get the magnetic sheet, and I've got nothing but great feedback from that. So good for you. I'm so happy. But it didn't work. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. So like I said, instead of increasing the price and to continue to get it like that, I didn't want to do that. So we just went ahead and went with the wire together, and which is a good thing because it's perfect for me. So same exact thing, it's just wire together. Okay, I just wanted to throw that out there really quick for you, okay? All right, now on to my project. Okay, now on to my project I made for this 3D Wednesday. I'm just going to show you everything I used real quick, okay? I used this fabulous ribbon here from, it's a wired one, and this is from Liz's Paper Loft Boutique, which I'm going to be getting some more because I'm going to need it for what I'm doing today. I use What's Growing On, and I just use one of the mustache dies. So basically this comes with a set of 11 stamps that coordinate with these 4 dies that come in this set here. I'm using this again, which I believe I used on my Smashbook page on Monday. I love this stamp set. This is called the Label Font, and there's 51 stamps in here, and they're the letters, the numbers, and some little symbols, okay? I'm using that, and then I'm using my Stitched Chunky Jar dies. I got a message from someone said they need some inspiration with this. The reason why I trust me, I want to use these all the time. The reason why I wasn't using these for a little bit is because they were out of stock, and I try not to use stuff that's out of stock, because sometimes when you see me, you know, like always when you see somebody use something, it comes out really cute and you want to go buy it, you can't because it's not there. That's the reason why I haven't been using that. But you will see that a lot, okay? Especially coming up with my new release. I cannot wait. I'm going to be mixing that in too. Okay, next one here, I use my tag dies, and I use this one right here. This comes with a set of 2 dies. And then I use my All Around Everything accessories. I love this one. This one coordinates with my All Around Everything, the little circle sentiments. And the one I use today is this one, the graduation hat. And then I'm using Just Simply Live, but I'm only using the numbers because this is one of my favorite one. This comes with a set of 61 stamps with the coordinating, comes with 2 dies. And then I'm using the numbers right at the bottom there, okay? That's what I'm using for my project today. So now, of course, I knew I was going to, well, you know what, maybe I could do it on here. I'm going to use this little scratch paper right here. Okay, I had a question about invitation for, let's see, for, what are we coming up? Graduation. So since my son is graduating, I definitely have to come up with something, right? So I'm going to go ahead and use my little label fonts, and we're going to go ahead and stamp save the date. Okay, I'm going to try and see if I could go around this. Hopefully, I'm going to cross my fingers that I can. Okay, and that's why I have all these little, what do you call these here? All the little blocks, because this is something good to have. If you have all these tiny blocks, and you can get these in the dollar section at like Joann's or Michael's, they're good to have, especially when you're using your little fonts. Okay, let's see if this even, you know what, that's not even gonna work. No, you know what, let me grab another scratch paper really quick. Okay, thank God for scratch paper, right? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just start stamping this on here really quick. We're gonna go ahead and start with save. Let's see, where's my A? There we go. So what you want to do, you could leave spaces in between, or you could just kind of overlap them like that. However you want. It's totally up to you. I like to try my best to overlap them. Sometimes I don't. But I do the best I can. And you know what? That right there, I'm not even going to worry about it. Okay, because I moved it up too quickly. I'll fix that in a little bit. So save, and let me grab let's get T. Doesn't that stamp so beautifully? I love it. I'm going to go ahead and re-stamp that. I'm just going to re-ink that other one, but I'm going to stamp that after. But I'm going to finish stamping date really quick, and then we're going to go ahead and cut this out. Okay, I already cut out the date. And you see how I saved that? All I did was I re-stamped over it, my V right there, just so it could, that's why I love having the clear stamps, because you could go ahead and just fix it really quick. Remember, no mistakes in paper crafting. Everything can be fixed. It just needs a little band-aid. Okay, so now I'm just cutting this out. Just like so. Okay, so save the date. And you could totally, obviously, do these in any color that you want. Okay, so now I'm just going to put that aside. I just want to put it on top because I don't want it to be, if I put it here, that's black, and you won't be able to see it. So here goes our cutie patootie little die. Let me show you the paper I used really quick before I proceed. Okay, I used the He Said, She Said paper. And this is from Teresa Collins, her 6x6 designer pad, and I absolutely love it. And I thought it was perfect for this, okay? So anyways, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and stamp I'm going to stamp the date right below it. So let me grab my ink pad again. Oops. Okay, and I also put all of my little numbers all on little blocks right here, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and just start here. I like to, when I do numbers and stuff like or letters, I kind of like to work backwards because I don't know, for some reason it works that way for me, because just in case it's a little off, you could fix it. Hopefully that makes sense. So I just go backwards to forwards. Where's my number one? Okay. Uh-oh. See, actually, you know, and I made a boo-boo already, but it's okay because I'm just going to squeeze this in really fast. Okay, you see how I just squeeze that little one, and it's okay, people. You know what I'm saying? Don't freak out. Trust me, I used to freak out all the time whenever I made an error, and I'm like, you know what? Why am I going to freak out? This has to be fun, right? Oops. And then what I do is I just grab my little black marker here, and I just put a little dot here. You know, I have a slash in this stamp set, but you know what? I figure, you know what? I already started with the dot, so I'm just going to keep with the dot here. So let me finish doing this. And I'm going to put another dot here. And then I'm going to find the 5. Here we go. Okay, so now that that part is done, super easy, right? Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to grab this. Now let's see, I don't even know where the other piece is. This is actually, this goes together, okay? This goes together, the little graduation piece, but I cut it, and there's nothing wrong with cutting your stamps, people. They're your stamps. You could do whatever you want, because I only wanted the little graduation hat only, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp this on the side. It's going to stamp this somewhere on the side and this over here. I don't want to put too much because I don't want to cover up. I need room to put the save the date right in the center. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the little lid that also comes with this, and this little silver paper here is from Joann's. I'm not sure if you could get it from joanns.com or if you need to go directly to the store. To be honest with you, I'm not sure, because one of my design team members had actually given that paper to me. So you might want to try online. You know, it doesn't hurt to try, right? Okay, so I'm just cutting a little piece of little pop-up here. Okay, this is just from the side of this. That's why it looks all messed up, because I'm just cutting. I'm definitely using everything I have. Okay, so this is just going to go up here. So I could pop that up like so. Okay, isn't that super cute so far? And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and just throw some pop dots behind here. And like I said, you could use any color you want. Oops. Got it backwards. Or save the date. So I'm going to throw some, I'm going to go ahead and just trim down these little, my black pop dots, and I love these. And I believe the brand of these are Scrapbook Adhesive. So I'm just going to go ahead and just pop those 3 up really fast here. Okie dokie, doesn't that suit look super cute already? I mean, just think you could use this for any occasion, and I think it'll come out really cute. Okay, I picked up these from the craft store. I believe I got it from Hobby Lobby. They're not toothpicks. You can use toothpicks if you want, but they were called the mini craft sticks. And I had cut out, using my machine to cut out the my die. This is that little mustache die. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw some hot glue right here to attach to the mustache. Okay, I'm just going to kind of put it to the side like so. And then I'm going to put some down here because I'm going to make it almost look like it's coming out of the jar, okay? Let me put some more glue on here. Okay, I'm just going to hold this down really quicky poo. There we go. Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute already? Okay, so now what I'm going to do, that part's done. Now what I'm going to do, this is the paper. Now, it's a little thin, this paper, so what I'm going to do, I cut out another one using some a little bit heavier cardstock here from Paper Tray Ink. And I'm just going to adhere that on to here, so this way it won't be so flimsy. And if you plan on mailing, you can mail them out, or you could just hand deliver. I'm probably just going to hand deliver. No mailing for me. Okay. And you could go in there, and also this way, I just want to make sure it's down really good here because I don't want it to lift on me. And let me just get this. So I love that glue because it just comes out so easily. Okay, so now that I went ahead and threw some glue on there, I'm just going to carefully line this up. And then that, like I said, that glue comes off easily, so I'll get that off after, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and throw some pop dots back here. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and just center this the best I could here. Okay, that's good enough. Isn't that cute, cute, cute? I love it. Okay, so now I'm going to get the ribbon here. And I just cut it like a little shy of 6 inches. Okay, and then how I go ahead and I attach it, I just kind of just twist it a little because it is too thick to go through that little hole. I just kind of twist it like so. And then I'm just going to go ahead and staple this using my little Tim Holtz tiny attacher. Okay, and then I'm just going to hot glue gun this down like so, directly onto my actual tag. It was just easier that way to try and shove it through that hole because it's too small. And then I'll show you another one that I made that to show you an example of how it kind of got all wrinkled and I wasn't too happy with it. So I figured I'd just put hot glue gun in and just connect it right underneath the actual mustache. Okay. And then, so it says save the date, so that's the date you want to put for your person who's getting this to save. And then you could go ahead and proceed and put the rest of the information on the back if you want, instead of sending out a separate invitation. I think that would be super cute. And then I'm just using my little fancy schmancy scissors. And that's about it, okay? And then I'm going to show you how I'm going to give these, okay? I love these little glassine bags. I love that. And it just works out perfect. Isn't that cute? And what I did was I went ahead and I used some glossy accents to put on save the date so it could look like the real label font, the old school label font. Isn't that cute? And then you could go ahead and just add information on the back if you'd like. Or if you decide just to go ahead and send out a separate invitation, you can. Now, this is what I'm talking about, how it got a little wrinkled. So luckily I have my little Pebbles ribbon iron. I'm going to go ahead and iron these so they won't look so raggedy. Okay, so I have these and I think they came out really cute. Hopefully those, let me make sure that's dry. Yeah, that's dry. Make sure these are all dry. Yep, they're all dry and they look beautiful. And all I have to do is just add glossy accents to that one. And then we are all done. So I hope I inspired that one person who who asked me to do more with this die, the jar die. Trust me, you will see more of it. Like I said, I have them back in stock now and I'm going to be using it with my new release coming up in a couple of weeks, okay? It's a super fun one. I cannot wait. We're actually going to do something extra special with this one. More details will come soon, okay? So anyways, like I said, I hope I inspired you a little, and I hope this helped the person who actually asked me about the graduation invitations. And also just keep in mind, you could use this for any occasion. I mean, just think how cute it would be with little pink mustaches. There's lots of girls who are this mustache crazy right now, and I think it's really cute. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Sorry this took forever to do, but because I was chatting at the same time. But you can mass produce these really quick. They were super simple. Okay, everybody, have a fabulous, fabulous day, and I will see you back again here soon. Ooh, and don't forget to visit my blog at www.creativeTimeForMe.com to see what the rest of my awesome design team has done today for you. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.